Welcome back to Joe Stonner Boxing. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul will be an official bout. It's not an exhibition. It's classed as a proper fight, meaning that they will try to take each other's heads off, I suppose. It's over 8 2-minute rounds. It takes place in Arlington, Texas. And they'll be wearing 14-ounce gloves. And it takes place in July. I think it's in July. I know that Tyson on June 30th turns 58. And I think Paul will be 27 when they get in the ring. So, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. It's going to be in July. I know it's in July. I think it's the 20th, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, Tyson will have turned 58. Jake Paul, 31 years younger. Mike Tyson last had an official fight in 2005. Yep. And he's had that little runaround exhibition with Roy Jones, which was declared a draw. What to say about this? I mean, it's going to be officially sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. Now, they are the ones where if you fail a PED test, just go over there and ask them nicely. They'll give you a license. It's the Wild West, basically, isn't it? Let's be honest here. I think, do I really need to say anything about this matchup? I mean, a 58-year-old man getting in there with someone who he's almost old enough to be Jake Paul's grandfather. Never mind his father. Almost old enough. Give him another 5 years, maybe. And assume he grew up in Peterborough. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, look, I think it's a farce. I mean, you've got to ask yourself. I mean, everyone is going to presume that the Mike Tyson of old, everyone's seen footage of, that people who are quite old like me followed from start to finish, that guy's suddenly going to reappear, pop up through a trap door and be good to go. It's not like that. Trust me, when you get into your 50s, even if you're very fit in your 50s, which I'm not really, well, I do a lot of walking, but, you feel aches and pains. You just can't. Your muscles seem stiffer. Your limbs seem stiffer. Your joints seem stiffer. And Jake Paul, whatever you want to think of him, I mean, I know he lost a very close decision to Tommy Fury, but he has some basic skills and he's a much younger man. And so, I mean, it's feasible. Tyson could still knock him out if he lands a good punch on Paul. What is Paul, a cruiserweight? I don't know what to think of this thing. It's just a money spinner. I mean, let's say that Jake Paul outpoints Mike Tyson. Let's say even knocks him out. What's he going to say? I knocked out the legend that is Mike Tyson. I mean, he's 58, but he's still a legend. Yeah, you knocked him out and he's 58, mate. Is that something really to be proud of if you're a professional boxer? I know it's a money spinner and you've made God knows how many millions, but you've already got millions. Do you really need it? Do you want to be a boxer or do you want to be a circus freak show, side act? Now, let's say Tyson beats Jake Paul, whether it's on points or certainly by knockout. Jake Paul will be a laughingstock within boxing, never mind within casuals and beyond. You could say, well, he's a laughingstock anyway, but I don't think so. I think people that know boxing can see that he's making an effort to learn the trade. Even though he did start very late, even though he hasn't got a great deal of talent, he's at least trying, and you can see some technique there. But if he gets flattened by a 58-year-old Tyson, what are people going to say? I don't think people in the trade will say, well, what do you expect? It's Mike Tyson. They won't. The casuals will say that. The people who don't know boxing but have heard of Mike Tyson will say that. But people in the trade will know that they will know what a former fighter who hasn't fought for nearly 20 years, 2 decades, which is, what is that, 3/5 of Jake Paul's life. They'll know that a 58-year-old man, shouldn't be getting anywhere near a 21-year-old if he's got any kind of boxing ability, which Jake Paul does have. He has a modest amount of ability. Now, I was trying to remember the name of the former, I think it was the former WBA super lightweight title holder. Now, this is a guy who fought absolutely everyone. Absolutely everyone over, and he was still fighting when he was about 50, in his early 50s. I can't remember his bloody name. God, I hate getting older. That's what happens to you when you get older. It's not just physical, it's mental. I know he fought Duran. He fought... Oh, he did. This guy fought everyone. Anyway, my point is that he had his final fight, because he was off for about 8, 9, 10 years, and he had his final fight when he was 60. Okay, this is a former world champion, mind, and he went the distance with just about everyone, including Duran, including some great fighters. He went the distance with them, all right? And he was going the distance with young kids when he was in his 40s. He had his final fight when he was 60. I'm going to have to look him up after I've done this video and leave a comment, like pin a comment of who I'm talking about. When he lost that fight, when he was 60, he was at 60 or 61, he went the distance, but it was to a guy who had like twice as many defeats as wins. And that to me says it all, because this is a guy who in his prime was able to, stand really good, challenges on their heads. And even when he faced genuine great Hall of Famers, he was going the distance with them. But when he was 60, he barely won a round against a guy who was no one had ever heard of, a guy who had, I can't remember, I think the guy had about 15 wins and 26 defeats or something like that. And he didn't win a round. Why? Because when you get old, your body just you can't do it anymore. And Mike Tyson at 58 is not a lot younger than the guy I'm thinking of. I will look up his name. So I don't know. What do you think of this? I just think it's a bit of a farce, to be honest with you. It's a bit stupid, but it'll sell. They'll make millions and millions, and the casuals will love it, and the people who don't know boxing. And I suppose there's an allure to it, because an awful lot of people are not old enough to remember Mike Tyson when he was Mike Tyson. The Mike Tyson of the late 80s. I mean, he was an absolute. It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Right up to the point where he lost to Buster Douglas. And it is hard to put into words how dramatic that defeat was, losing to Buster Douglas. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. I honestly, I think I've said this before in videos, because this was before the internet. I watched it, and I woke up the following morning and I thought, did I dream that? It was that amazing. It was that shocking. I had to actually check. How old would I have been then? I'd have been about 22, I think. 21, 22. Anyway, I'm just thinking aloud. Tell me what you think of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. What is your opinion? If you have an opinion, you may love it. You may think, I can't wait to see Tyson. Tyson's great. It's going to be great to see the legend again. And who do you think will win? Who do you think will win? Leave your comment below. Come on, I dare you to pick a winner. Go on, and the manner in which the win is going to happen. Anyway, I'm looking forward to reading your comments, because this is such a surreal, abstract circus act that I don't really know what to think of it. But let me know what you think. I'll read your comments and leave some replies. And thank you, as always. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the like button if you don't mind. Much appreciated. I will catch you later. Bye for now.